And we're going to turn now to sports, and Brad Galli has the incredible story of a player who bounced back from the depths.
Yeah, it has been a long road to senior night for the Detroit Titans' Nick Minnerath. Brad.
It's one of those stories, really, that just keeps getting better. It's a true redemption tale. Tonight is senior night at Callahan Hall. One of the players being celebrated, Nick Minnerath. He's been a success story all his own this season after recovering from a torn ACL last year. In opening up about that process of coming back from the injury, Nick shared much more about his life and the dark days he's leaving behind. When Nick Minnerath was a teenager growing up on Cape Cod, he had the talent, he made the team, and he had the dream. There was only one problem.
Where I'm from, basketball just isn't that big of a deal, and things kind of fall apart. And grades in high school, I only finished one full year as a sophomore. I failed off 2 other years and then broke my ankle my senior year, so recruiting was zero. I had no offers, and after high school, it was just, I had no thoughts of college basketball or even going to college, really.
He was out of school, out of basketball, and turned to drugs, which led him to his lowest point.
That led into more serious drugs and things like that people, you don't think it's going to get out of hand, and then next thing you know, it's completely out of control. Where I was at, I just got tired of waking up every morning. I was 19, feeling like my life was already over, and I knew I had to make a change before it was too late.
And that's what he did. It took a long time, 2 years after high school, but he got clean, making a change for the better. His family stood by his side, and his dad's girlfriend mailed letters around the country advertising a 6'9" star in waiting. Only one school bit.
It just happened that the coach in Jackson, where my mom's family's from, wanted to give me a chance at a junior college. Yeah, there was no question. As soon as I left to drive out there to start to go to college, there was only one thought in my mind, and that was I'm not ever going to go back to the position that I was in before.
And he didn't. That is just the first part of his tale. We'll have the second part coming up at Action News at 6. But truly just a remarkable, as I said, redemption story. This is just the first part of his journey, and tonight they'll be celebrating the second part on senior night at Callahan Hall.
I can't wait to hear it.
Yes, the most powerful stories when a young person battles back from drugs and alcohol. It's great to see.
He worked so many odd jobs, and he said he didn't have time to get in shape because he was a taxi cab driver on Cape Cod on the island, driving people around, working weird hours, and said he finally had to refocus his time and get back to basketball, and that's when he kind of picked up his new life.
No, he said,
I
didn't think it was going to get out of control. How many kids start drugs and whatnot thinking it'll all be fine, and he's proof it wasn't, but look how he's turned himself around. So thanks for the story.